Hey guys, so I kind of just want to elaborate on why I'm no longer a vegan. Many of you saw the community post that I had earlier today, and I just kind of wanted to follow through and elaborate on that with a video. So first off, I want to thank each and every one of you for the support that you've given me along the way of trying to accomplish my goals. I was able to be a vegetarian for a week prior to becoming vegan. Then I made the switch to veganism 2 weeks ago. So it's been a very long 3 weeks without meat. But whenever I became vegan, things got even more complicated. I didn't make a video about this for after the first few days or after the first week, mainly because I just wanted to see if this is something that I could, come out of. Because I heard that sometimes it takes time to adjust. And who knows, maybe I didn't stick with it long enough for my body to adjust. But the first week was terrible. I had horrible constipation every single day, and I might be a special case or a more rare case because, mind you, my digestive system is very complicated. I messed it up whenever I was a child, and I thought that maybe being a vegan would help me with a lot of my issues. Now, my digestive system over time has gotten better and better with me cutting out certain things like a lot of sweets, sugar. I don't consume caffeine. Red meat was really hard. Beef was really hard on my stomach, and I haven't had that in months. Pork, I haven't even had that probably in 5-6 months almost. So a very long time for me not having those, and that's helped tremendously. Then over 2 months ago, I cut out dairy, and that's worked wonders as well. But I wanted to take it to the next step. I wanted to see if being a vegetarian and then a vegan would really, get me to where I want to be, completely comfortable. And what I noticed was in the first few days, I wasn't prepared, first of all. If you want to be a vegan, please be prepared. Have some recipes down, have a couple books, read everything up about it, make sure it's right for you, and be prepared for a rough couple weeks transitioning. For me, I might have been a special case because my digestive system was terrible, but I became, some of the common stuff was, I was bloated and I had terrible gas. And I'm talking about I would pass gas literally every 1 to 2 minutes, nonstop all day. Horrible. I felt like my insides were melting. And then I would have horrible, terrible constipation. See, the first two are normal with most people that become vegan. The terrible gas and the bloating. And it's just your digestive system trying to, adjust and balance out, whether that be through the certain bacteria that's in your gut, or just trying to keep up with the higher intake of fiber, especially what I was consuming, a lot of beans and a lot of rice, a lot of breads, a lot of pastas, things that I didn't eat a lot of before. I was mainly eating a lot of veggies and in lean meats, something that I'm glad to do again. So I would have horrible constipation, and I'm talking about the worst constipation I ever had. It actually caused bleeding, and I developed hemorrhoids from that. So I know that might be too much information, but I just want to be honest with you guys and let you know the horrible experience I had that first week. So the next week I was like, let's switch it up. Maybe I'm not getting enough green vegetables because I wasn't. Let's be honest, I was trying to overcompensate and pasta and beans and rice and bread for missing out on meat, and not having eggs, as I was having during my vegetarian stage. So I'll try to eat more more greens, carrots, things like that, broccoli, cauliflower, etc. Good stuff, and not much changed. And I also found it very difficult to eat those vegetables when I didn't have meat to complement it. See, whenever I eat chicken or I eat fish, it's easy for me to eat green vegetables with that. For some reason, they go together well. Veggies, broccoli and cauliflower and carrots didn't go very good with, vegan spaghetti or some other type of pasta or bread or, rice and beans. So it was difficult to even be in the mood to eat at times. And then ironically, I also gained 8 pounds. I was losing so much weight doing what I was doing, and my body actually was looking lean. And I noticed since becoming a vegan, my face did thin up a lot, and my arms and my calves thinned up a lot. But my upper torso right here basically became like jello. I was skinny fat. I still am. So that's not something that I was used to. Maybe I wasn't getting enough protein. I don't know. Maybe that I was thinking that I was getting enough protein, but I'm not sure on that. But I did notice that I just didn't physically look the same at all. And that last week, guys, I was kind of depressed. I'm not gonna lie. It was extremely difficult when people would go out to eat. I know those are just changes you got to deal with, but there were joys in my life that, you know, I just missed cooking on the grill, cooking chicken. I missed going out to eat with my family and not having to struggle to figure out what I'm going to eat. And I just had to just think, and it just hit me today at work, and I was like, I just don't want to do this. I don't. I know it's kind of soon in the journey, and I've been very strong with handling all the other things that I've gone through. But this one is by far the most difficult. And I think I could have still done it. It's not that I can't do it, but when I look at all the things that have happened so far with me doing this, it just doesn't seem worth it for me. And it's funny, I was gonna make, one of the first videos I was gonna make about being a vegan was that it's not for everybody, you know? I was gonna say, you know, something along the lines that maybe it'll help this person out a lot, but it's gonna make this other person have deficiencies. And I don't really feel like sticking it out for a year to find out I have horrible deficiencies or that it's not going good with me. You know, I don't want to wait that long. And I wasn't one of those vegans that didn't believe that people shouldn't eat meat. I wasn't like that. I was simply curious to see how it would help me and react with me. I think it's good and still healthy for people to eat chicken and fish, you know, and eggs. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get the healthiest and the leanest meats that I can. I want to find a meat market or find out how to get, you know, chickens that are not processed the way that they are in these huge, you know, chicken plants. And I want to get farm raised eggs. You know, I don't want to get, you know, processed stuff anymore. And it's going to be a difficult process trying to figure that out. But as far as my other stuff, guys, I'm still not going to have the caffeine, the sweets, the pork, the beef. I'm not having dairy, so that's still something that I'm doing without. I'm just going to fine tune everything. I'm going to eat more towards a keto type diet and do things that way. I'm a lot happier on it. I have more energy. Guys, I literally felt like crap the first 2 weeks. Maybe I was just too proud to admit it. I was just trying to stick it out and see if it would change, and it didn't. My stomach has been horrible. It's been a nightmare, and it's not worth it for me. But if you're doing this and you're thriving, you know, that's great. You know, if it works for you, that's great. I'm not knocking anybody that's a vegan, and I'm not knocking anybody that you know, isn't. So it's just whatever. Just do whatever makes you feel the best. Obviously, you want to give things a chance if you hear that they're healthy, and that's what I did. I've also heard some nightmares. I've heard some horrible stories, especially after becoming a vegan, and the more I watched, there was a video in particular, I forgot, the epitome of veganism. I'm not sure what it was called, but it was a bunch of YouTubers that were doing, you know, vegan videos, and it showed them what they looked like when they started, and it showed them years later, and it literally looked like I was watching like the faces of meth, like the videos, the transformation videos of people whenever they're on meth or other drugs. And I was like, golly, man. And of course that doesn't happen to all vegans, and some vegans are straight up raw and they don't do anything else. You know, they don't have, they don't either supplement or they don't get nutrition testing or blood work done. They ignore things, and it's kind of terrible. But there are those that thrive. There are bodybuilders actually that, you know, are vegan, and I think that's amazing. But it takes a lot of dedication, hard work to maintain. It's not something I'm interested in. For some of you that were wondering if I was, you know, eating whole plant foods, whole foods. Yes, I was. I wasn't eating processed crap, so that didn't have anything to do with it. So I wasn't eating desserts or Oreos, you know, I wasn't doing any of that. I don't have sweets to begin with, so I gave it the best chance to work for me. And who knows, I may have not stuck it out as long as I should have to see if it worked, and maybe, you know, maybe that's on me, but I just know that I was miserable. So for now on, I'm gonna introduce, I'm gonna allow myself to have chicken, fish, and eggs. I'm actually having chicken tonight. So yeah, I'm sorry if I disappointed anybody out there that was wanting to follow me on this journey. I really do apologize, but it was really difficult for me on my stomach, and I just don't want to be miserable doing something like this. It also put me not in the mood. You know, I had to take that week off from YouTube. Some of it, and actually a lot of it, had to do with me switching my diet and feeling like crap. I didn't even feel like making videos. If that's how it's gonna be, you guys don't want me to be a vegan. So I love you all. Thank you for the support. Again, I apologize. I don't want to be one of those channels that like jumps around and is all over the place. Like, I'm gonna be vegan. No, I don't like being a vegan. Now I'm gonna do this and do that. I really get annoyed when I do see certain channels do that, because it confuses the audience and they really don't know what they should do. And I'm not trying to confuse any of you. Just educate yourself on it. See both sides. Watch the videos that talk bad about it, and watch the videos that, you know, talk good about it and preach it. Make sure you know both sides of the story before you try it out. But anyways, guys, I've kind of rambled on this video. If you watched it this far, thank you so much. You're a true fan. Thank you for watching and supporting me. I love you all. You can leave your thoughts down below in the comment section on what you think about this, what's your take on it. Yeah, I'll talk to you guys later.